Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. What I do for you. Today, I'm back in my right Thinking of Destiny book. Got some more definitions for you. Got maybe one or two more lessons of that, and I move on to that project. I didn't know when I started out it was going to be this long, but I'm just trying to get the message out there to you. So let's do what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message in the story for life. I give life lessons, sometimes book definitions, but whatever. But all this is to get you to understand who you are, raise you to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life. Oh, whoa, slow down. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's go. Right thinking mission. There we go. That's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Books included, by any means necessary. Right things way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is to get all right thinkers to do just that, know themselves. I got the means to make that possible. Why? Because I'm gonna give you what I use to know myself. That's why. So that's how I know one thing about what I'm giving you. It works. Why? I use it. Let's go. Excuse me. Know thyself is the question I ask. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you every day. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, there's a lot of that going around. They're foolish. A bunch of them disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do, and we know a lot of them too. A person who knows, but knows not that they know. It's okay. They're spiritually asleep. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And to my be true. We finished up in the definitions. I got up to the cues. The last one I did was purpose. Definition of purpose is the guiding motive and effort as what? The immediate thing for which one strives. You have to have purpose. Or the ultimate subject to be known. If something you aspire to want to know, you do that too. Purpose. Mhm. And it is the what? Conscious direction of force, the intention in words or in action, the accomplishment of thought and effort. The end of is attaining what you are seeking for. Purpose, what you want, how you go about getting it, purpose, fulfill that purpose. That's what it's all about. Right thinkers, we always fulfill our purpose. Why? It's personal. Now, let's go with quality. Quality is the degree of excellence. I got that award for degree of excellence in me teaching my right thing philosophy. So to be recognized for what you do is personally rewarding, and I wear proud. All right, but watch this. Quality is the degree of excellence. How? Developed in the nature and the function of a thing. Whatever it is you do it the best you can. Give it the quality that it deserves. Okay? Your best effort in whatever it is you endeavor in life. That's what you need to understand. That's why you give quality work, quality service, quality relationship, quality whatever. But it should be of a high standard. You control that. Moving on. Reality. A lot of us don't live there. My nickname, P Funk, means pure real. So I live in the reality of who and what I am, even when I was wrong. That's what I want you to understand. So now, with knowledge of myself, I'm good to go. Okay? And you just can't have one side. If I was an all good or all bad guy, what's the purpose? Got to have good. And I say the same thing about good guys. If you are good, do you really know bad? But my response to that is a good guy is what? An ex-bad guy. Why? Because you learned that lesson, like the mouse in the maze. Once you get shot, okay, guess what? We ain't doing that again. That's a good guy. A bad guy turned good. He ain't going back to being bad. Hope you get the scenario. Let's go. Reality, right quick. Reality is a unit as it is unattached, the thing itself, that which one senses or is conscious of in the state or on the plane on which it is, but without consideration of or relations to anything other than that thing. It is what it is. On whatever level, whatever plane, it's still the same thing. But this reality here is illusionary. So moving on. Just want you to get your heads up. Let's go. Reality, the ultimate reality. Sound like right thinkers. Let's see if he agree. Ultimate reality is consciousness. Okay. Changeless and absolute. So far, so good. Truth don't change. God, the absolute, don't change. So he on point with that. Now he got his perspective, but like I said, he on point. Let's see where he go with this now. The presence of consciousness in and through each and every nature unit and the truant self and intelligence throughout time and space in the eternal during eternity of the continuity of its constant progress through ever higher degrees in what being conscious until it is one with, oh, I love that, one with its consciousness. Being conscious of your consciousness, knowing thyself. He got it figured out. He understands it. He's just saying it different, but that's just what it means. I like that one. That's the ultimate reality, to know thyself. Calm down. Yeah, I got goosebumps. Oh, I like this. This is somebody else's perception, somebody else's concept, but it's the same thing. Calm down. Yeah, I get excited. All right, here we go. Let's talk about the realm of permanence. This is what his idea of the afterlife, or he calls the realm of permanence. Okay? The realm of permanence pervades the photomagoria of this human world of birth and death. I looked that word up yesterday. Now, it's a dream state, a dream mind state, hallucinated state. Remember, or maybe some people don't know this. Do you know that we got a drug in us called DMT? It's a hallucinogen. That's why at near-death experience or right before death, your body secretes it to the brain, and it's like a memory reel. My life went before my life. Yeah, because it's a memory of it. You don't know how long it takes and how long, but it's like a flash before my eyes. That's the word, phantasmagory. It's a hallucinated space. But I know that we have a hallucinating gene called DMT. Okay. Now they got one you could take ayahuasca for take you. It got LSD. I tried all that, but we have it already in us. That molecule. That's what I'm trying to get across to you, and that's what Phantasmagoria tells you about. Watch this. Now, in the human world of life and death, watch this. Like as sunlight pervades the air we breathe, with the mortal, but watch this, the mortal eyes, excuse me, the mortal sees and understands what the realm no more than we see or understand the sunlight. The reason is that what? The senses and the perceptions are unbalanced. And what you mean by that? And not in tune to things that time and death cannot affect. Meaning nature. If you're in sync with nature, your kundalini chakras line up, you live and doing right, that serpent flows up, your energy goes up, serpent power, ding, 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 ding. Register. It's everybody knowing about it now. I'm love seeing it. Why? That means I gotta keep teaching it or try to teach it. They do a lot better job than I could. That's a perspective I understand, I like. But again, they teach it a lot better. I got my little stuff here. And I teach the concept. It took you 1 year to master each ring of the Kundalini level. So you went from red to purple, but you progressed through the level. And guess who used it? Masonry. Moving on. All right. You're in the Master Mason at 3rd degree. A lot of people don't know that. But let's get back to this lesson. Because you are unbalanced and you haven't attained the things in time of earth that can affect me, you haven't waken up and realized your higher self. Watch this. But the realm of prominence, watch this, bears up the preserves and the human world from what? Utter destruction, as sunlight does the life and growth of living things. The conscious doer in the body will understand and what? Perceive the realm of what? Permanence, as he or she understands and distinguishes him or herself from what? The changing body in which he or she desires and feels and thinks they're in. The spirit that's in here, I know I'm going that way, not to the left. I reincarnated. Why? Because I know myself. I'm enlightened. I know who I am. I got consciousness. I'm conscious of who I am. And that's important. Why? Because in order to get there, you have to achieve a certain level. And that's what learning and doing comes in handy. That's all. When you do those things, you are in the area of the afterlife. We call it, but they call it permanence, the realm of permanence, where your spirit will go on. The body, we already know, they ain't going nowhere. So let's talk about reason. It's a good one. Reason, the reason that we're here, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I missed the mark on that one. I'm a sinner when it comes to recognizing who they was representing, what they was about. I really missed that. I still can't believe I let that one get by. I wasn't woke, wasn't conscious, missed it. Went over my head. So I give them big respect now. So let's talk about reason. Reason is the analyzer, regulator, and judge. Hello. These are the things that you should go through, analyzing through before you make a decision. The administer of what? Justice as the action of what? Knowledge according to the law of rightness. It is the answer of questions and problems, the beginning and the end of what? Right thinking and the guide to knowledge. Right thinking, right reasoning, that's what you have to do. Take in consideration, you got to use your discernment, analyze it, break it down, run it through, regulate it, see if it works before you pass judgment. That's on yourself. You got nothing to do with nobody else. This is the things you need to do for yourself. So it starts with you. That's what you need to understand. Now let's get to the next one. Re-existence. What the hell is re-existence? Reincarnation. That's my take on it. I haven't read it, so I don't know. This is some of the stuff I go through. This is one I didn't go through. So I'm just winging it off of this one. Let you know. Just ain't pre-rehearsed. I'm just going for it. Re-existence. I got it highlighted, so yeah, I meant to go over it. Is the doer portion what? Leaving the other portions of itself. If you can comprehend that one, watch this. That means the doer portion, the inner you, is leaving the body portion. Okay, that's coming back. Reincarnated. Where's the body go? Watch. I'm just assuming. I'm thinking. Now, is the dual portion leaving the other portion of itself? In instance, watch this. To what? To re-exist. To re-exist. Reincarnate. Re-exist. Re-admittance. Re-existence. Same thing, different words. Nomenclature, the vernacular that we use now is different than they used then, but the same purpose. The same purpose. Watch this. Now, to re-exist away from what? Itself. Where? In nature. When the animal, human body, watch this, has been prepared and made ready for it, you are what? You enter and take a life residence in that body. I'm about to freak out. If that ain't reincarnation, you tell me what it is. The beauty part about having knowledge, vast knowledge, understanding, it's like the dots. We got like the stars. When you can connect them dots together and get a clearer picture, that's enlightenment. That's understanding. That's up here. That's up here. Yeah, up there in the head. Sorry, it's all mental. But it's a beautiful thing when it comes together. I just love it. Watch this. Now, the reason that you're going to take up residence in another body, watch this. Now, the animal, they call it animal again. The first monument, which is the Sphinx, Herman Marquette, Haru on the horizon, he watching the sun rise. Okay. It meant the body is the beast. You got to rise to become conscious. That's why the head is of man. And what I understand, I've heard a few different views. A man said it used to be a head of a woman because they went from Leo to the Virgo. Virgo is the virgin, so it's the female head. I didn't argue why. I don't know. So in order to be objective, you need to hear and then use your discernment and regulate it. Again, like we just said, reasoning. You got to be able to think, to reason, and then you got to judgment for what you think. That's all. Moving on. But watch this. The animal body is made ready by training it to make what? Use of its senses. You got to get into spirit and use the five senses of the body. You got to learn to walk. We come in the world as infants. That's what he's telling you. The portal is between the female legs. You come out of the darkness in the womb for 9 months. You incubate and you in darkness. Anything done in the darkness will be brought to light. Ask all those people who perpetrating things they've been doing, what's happening to them right now? They've been exposed. Truth, that's what's called, being brought to light. Light is truth. Why? You can't see nothing in the dark. Cut the lights on. Now, if you in that corner in the dark, I don't know what you're doing. If I cut that light on, uh-oh, yeah, wait, whoa. So that's the concept, all right? So you walk in this body, and to what? You repeat the words, which is what? Trained to use. The language we're using now, English. Watch this. That it does, like what? A parrot. While it's still animal, it becomes human as soon as it is intelligent. It gains knowledge, hope yourself, and as shown by what the questions that it asks, and when it understands, that's it. Is it? Oh, they just let me hanging on that. But again, resistance is reincarnation. They saying the body is fit. Yeah, we know all that. Why? You come into the world as a baby and you grow. Okay, that's the concept. Moving on. Sorry about that. But relation. Let's talk about that. This is a short one. Relation. Not relationship, just relation. Relation is the origin and sequence in ultimate unity by which what? All nature units and intelligent units and intelligence are related in conscious sameness. Okay, I agree with that. Again, nature just does what nature does. Man seems to want to compete. No, Father Time, Mother Nature undefeated. Work with them, understand them, work within the confines. Okay, we got 24 hours. In 12 hours, we got sunlight. At one time, when the sun went down, so did man. Now we can move and groove. Wow, we got electricity. We can light up stuff and do what we got to do. So things change. Let's talk about religion. This ought to be interesting. Didn't look over this one either, but I got it highlighted. Let's go. Religion is what? The tie of one or all four of the elements of nature. Okay. As of fire, air, water, earth. What's he missing? See, he don't count Newt. He left Newt out the picture, which that's okay. It's really five. He say four, five senses. He say four. This is his book. I'm going with him on that. So I'm not here to argue. Just like I say, the debate and argue. Nope. Just give it to you way. I'm seeing it here. Watch this. Now he tells you that the water through the body senses of sight. Again, first of all, you got the smell. I use the smell. He got smell last. I say smell, sight, hearing, and tasting should be the last thing you do when you using the body senses. Okay. As a baby, what's the first thing you do? Put it in his mouth. The first thing you do is go right to the mouth until you start what? Teaching them that ain't the way to go. It's some things you need to do before you go to the mouth. Okay. Moving on. Natural instinct. But that holds, watch this. That holds and binds what the conscious doer in the body back to nature. Okay, yeah. We're spiritual beings having human experience. When we come in the body, we human. All that power we have spiritual, we got to manifest it through the physical body. Out of the five senses, he keeps saying four, but I say six. How about that? One say four, they say five, I say six, and we all right in our own way. How about that? So watch this. This is done, watch this, in thought and what? Acts. By what? Worship. Religious people worship by, it should be by their thoughts and their acts and the worship. Watch this. And here they got burnt offerings. I remember the ancient times, and I even went to Catholic church. They run through it. Just okay, I get all that. That's worshiping. It's ritual. I understand. And watch this. And by songs, in the choir, they got, listen. I gotta tell you, my man, my pastor ain't gonna like this. In my church, every now and then, whoever play the music, they hit that God is. And when I see my pastor get that get that beat, cause that's his thing. I said, oh, you about to get it today. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I always said that. And 3 times that I done experienced that, he turned it out. So when he hear God is, he get the rock and oh, it's about to go. And we all got a song back in the day. Matter of fact, he's my dude. So back in the day when I hit all night, the Invisible Man Band, all night thing, that was our thing back in the day. So when you hear that certain record, it just make you jump. When he hear that God is, oh, he get that bounce going. So yeah, I love that. It's funny to me. I let you know that. It's too funny. But and they play the music. They got the sprinkles. Then they sprinkle or what they immerse in water, the baptizer, and they had the incense burning to one or more gods of the elements, either fire, air, water, earth. Now this is ancient religious worship concept. Obviously, because a lot of that we don't do that. But then again, I see it. I see it. So no problem. Let's go with responsibility. It's personal from my aspect. Let's see what he said. Responsibility depends on the capacity to know right from wrong. Hello. Bam. Right, wrong. Your decision. Once you know that, you're responsible for that action that comes after that. I love that he put that because that's what responsibility is. I just said it's personal. Even his definition agrees with that. Watch this. Now, you have the depends on your capacity. Again, it ain't brain surgery to know right from wrong, but some people may be ignorant about it, so they say your capacity. Okay, gotcha. It is what? The dependence and trust that what can be placed in one to do what? All that he in the past and present has made or will be in the future, make himself what? Responsible for. Just got finished doing a lesson. You can't judge me by that. No, no, no. That's the place. That's from the phase I went through. Been there, done that. But I'm still responsible for that. I claim it. I ain't trying to get away from it. Understand that that's being responsible for everything you do, past, future, and present. Understand that that's responsibility. Another part, responsibility involves what? Honesty, trustfulness, honor, and trustworthiness, and such other characteristics as constitute what? A strong and fearless character, whose word is more reliable than a legal contract. Being a man of your word, being a man of noble character, I'm an upright, standing guy. Those are qualities that get you where you want to be. And when you do that, your word is better than a binding contract. That's what they said. I believe that because on the street, that's what it's all about. If your word wasn't good, if you wasn't respected, you can't give your word. My word was good. Money on the wood, make the bank good. Man with a good word and reputation, you good to go. I've had using a name to get a gun out my face. Okay, that's responsibility. That's reputation. They know if you you might not want to do that. I ran my organization on reputation. If you mess with any one of mine, that ain't what you want to do. Why? Because I'm going to make sure you don't do it again. That's just old school punishment. Punishment is a deterrent. You supposed to let a person know. If you do this, you're gonna get that. You know if you mess with them, other than the police. But no, just being responsible. That's all. Let me move on. Oh, here's a good one. Resurrection has a twofold meaning. Okay. The first is the gathering together of your four senses and the compositors of the body of the past life. Okay. This body, done. Senses don't work no more. Why? The spirit leave and they're no more use to me. Body's done. So let's talk about resurrection. Now, which were contributed into what nature after death. Yeah, we know that. The body. And the rebuilding by what? The breath form. Now he called breath form the spirit. Okay. His term is spirit is the breath form. And the spirit of what? A new fleshly body to what? Serve as the residence of the what? The doer on its return to earth life. Meaning the spirit had to come back. Sound like reincarnation again. That's what the resurrection means. Okay. Excuse me. And the story goes, Asar, which is our father, who rests in the underworld, what we called heaven at that time. That's where you want to go. Haru, his son, who was reincarnated in his image and his likeness, and he had one thing to do in his life as a resurrected spirit of his father: conquer his ego. So that's, as humans, that's the whole point of us becoming like him, by conquering the ego. Christ had to conquer the ego also. Ego was him, the temptation, all the stuff that he told you about. Same thing. It's called the hero's journey. Come on, but this story of life, everybody got one. You pick the one that suits you and live it. Don't make it different. What the hell? You pick one. I chose Egyptian concepts, Commission concepts, over 35 years ago. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, moving on. But they're telling you resurrection is the return to earth, another body, fleshly body. Watch this. Now, that's the first four. The second one. Now, the second and real meaning, let's see what they mean, is that the what? The doer in the man or woman body regenerates the sexual body from what? The imperfect man or woman body that is, to a body where the essentials of the two sexes are what? Are merged into one perfect physical body. We already know about that one. Get a lesson before. And watch this. And restored, resurrected to what? Its former and original immortal state of perfection. I just did a thing called the perfect body. What was that? And it said pretty much the same thing. The perfect physical body is you realize and recognize who you are. That was the perfect physical body. And that state of condition, which what? Was the ultimate, the complete, and from which nothing can be lost, nor which anything can be added. That's God. He multiplied himself. He did himself. He didn't lose nothing. He didn't gain nothing. That's the perfect physical body. That's God. Watch this. They tell you resurrected in that form is what? Restored. Oh yeah, oh yeah. The two sexes, right? The two sexes are what? Merged into what? One perfect being. That means the male aspect of yourself and the female aspect of yourself becomes one. Hello. Moving on. Watch this. And restored resurrection to what? Its former, its original and immortal state of perfection. The Greeks got a story I got a story where the guy got four heads, but it was said that we had two heads, four arms, and four legs, and two hearts. Split man to male and female. At that point, that's called being androgynous. When you got hormones of female, hormones of male, and they show you Krishna. He's half woman, half man. We got happy for the Navali guy. You see him with the half man, half woman, the breast hanging out on one side. They knew that. They called Haru the great he, she. So Sorry about that. Yeah, I just trying to get a little deep that I need to. Sorry about that. We bring it back, reeling in. But I'm trying to show you the perfect body of God is male and female as one. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That's what he's saying his way. So the rap, come on. Revenge. Hmm. Revenge is what? Hungering desire to what? Inflict pain, injury, or any on another in what? Retaliation as punishment for what? Real or imagined wrong, suffering, and to what? Satisfy one desires for vengeance. This is the definition of ego. If the ego feel threatened, if the ego feel disrespected to me, it wants to physically exercise its right. And that's a natural reaction for most people. When you're ignorant of your higher self, that beastly nature will do just that. Come and smash and beat up. I'm rising above that level because I was there at one time and I realized that ain't the way to go. You couldn't tell him that. Now I know why. I found it for myself. So sometimes that revenge, ooh, is a bad man, but it's predicated on your capacity again to understand and have knowledge of self. How far would you go? Okay, if you're gonna serve your ego, oh, you're gonna go all the way. But if you got self mastery, control over your emotions and your ego, you would cut that off and move on. Another lesson, again, life lesson I learned, I'm passing on to you. I ain't just blowing smoke. I'm telling you, that happened to me too. Okay, I get mad. I get upset and want to do work too. It was about to. Moving on. Stop that. Get back. Sorry. I'm almost done. Rhythm. I see the clock. Rhythm is what? The character and meaning of thought, which is expressed through the measure or movement in sound or form or by written signs or words. Music, the rap. When you express yourself in rap, that's why we got so good at one time because everybody was being able to express yourself. Now it done got weird, way wrong. Remember, whenever you create something, it's going to be an upside, it's going to be a downside. The only single thing that we have in creation is God Himself. Why? That's all you need. Why? He got everything, so ain't nothing happening without Him, ain't nothing outside Him. Everything else is Maya, pairs. After God, everything came in pairs. Moving on, that's just a quick little lesson. Let's talk about Wright, not Mr. Wright. And this is spelled R-I-G-H-T. I hijack Wright. I don't spell right with the W. I mean with the R. It's always with the W. So that's my little personal thing. But let's see what right is. See if I living up to what I'm supposed to be, who I think I am. Right is the sum of knowledge. So far, so good. Of which one is conscious. Yeah, I got a lot of consciousness going on here. As his role, as his rule of action from within. Let's put that all together. Right is the sum of knowledge of which one is conscious as his rule of action from within. I like that. I can work with that. It ain't mine, but again, I can work with it because I'm figuring with knowledge is okay. Right, got to have knowledge. If ain't nothing working without knowledge. If you think you're gonna be right with ignorance, no, that ain't never gonna happen. So yeah, he right on that. And then to be conscious of your actions. I like to know. I just got finished doing revenge. I'm conscious of my actions now, more than ever. Why? Because I know I'm responsible for them. Again, things that I teach, things I do, I live by. Why? I don't just tell you stuff. No, I live by them too. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. Now let's talk about rightness. Okay. Rightness is what? The standard, of thinking and acting as the law prescribed and the rule of conduct for the doer of what feeling and desire in the body. It is located in the heart. In the heart. I can tell you that. Rightness starts here, not here. Understand that. Why? This had to be learned. This is given. That's where he's at. I keep playing that till you try to. Okay, let me wrap this up. I see. Oh Lord. All right, come on. Sorry about that. Sadness is depression of feeling by passive thinking. When things don't go the way you want, you hope, you believe, you get all hyped up, you get excited, and then it don't work for you. Depression, sadness. That's just an emotion. The way you can combat sadness, don't have expectations. Don't have no desires. As my Zen master say, desire not to desire, and you will never suffer depression or sadness or joy. You don't just know it's gonna be just like that. That's the concept. Okay, Zen master from my man Alan Watts. Self. Oh. The higher self. This ought to be interesting. Let's go. The higher self is the desire or desires which what the human is conscious of. If you know there's more than one person in here, you have knowledge of your higher self. I just got finished answering that question for a friend of mine, but watch this. Here we go. Now, the human is conscious of what? Of as being higher, above, superior to what? The sensuous, carnal, trivial, and petty desires of what? Everyday life or the physical body. There you go, right there. The ego is physical, and it's going to control the body to do what it wants. I want this, I crave that. So the higher self, watch this, the higher self is not a being separate from the desires in the human, but what? But the human thinks of a higher self. Why? Because it, as desire, is inseparably related to what? The selfness or the knower of its true self. Hence, the real source of one's desire for the higher self is to want to know thyself. He's on point again. There we go. His perspective, his view, I like that. Right quick, I gotta get this going. I see. Oh Lord. All right, I'm gonna give you 40 minutes. All right, listen. Self delusion or the delusion self. Either way, let's see what it says. Okay, self delusion is the state, yeah, into which you, the doer, puts yourself by letting attraction or repulsion, perform preference or prejudice influence your thinking. Okay, I read you in my opening mission statement. Those who believe they know, those who don't know but believe and think they know, that's the that's delusional. That's the delusional self. You can't tell them nothing. You can't change they no they hell bent on what they think they know, and they really don't know. You can't tell them they don't know because they believe they do. So yeah, those kind of people are self delusions. Then you got selfness. Selfness is knowledge of yourself as the knower of the true self. That's simple. Okay. Knowing again, knowing thyself. How many of us know that? That ain't simple common. Mm. All right. Sensation. I ain't impressed with that long-winded nonsense. Senses of the body, right quick, are the ambassadors of what nature at the court of man, the representatives of the four great elements, fire, air, water, and earth, which are individualized as sight, hearing, taste, and smell of the human body. He's combined it that way. But my man, it's five elements and it goes five senses. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. Okay, here we go. Where we at? Sentiment. Sentiment is opinion expressed by feeling, again, and thinking with regard to a person, place, or thing. You can be sentimental about it, that's cool. It ain't a big deal. Sentimentality is the debasement of feeling by false sentiment. That's not good. Why? Because you're going on wrong information and you're going to be wrong when you make the decision or whatever you're going to do after that. It's going to be wrong. Sex. Sex is. Sexes are what? The externalization of nature, of the thought, of desire and feeling, resulting in what? male and female bodies. Okay, I agree. Sexuality is the hypnotic condition of feeling and desire in human body experiencing forms and phases of nature, madness, or nature intoxication. Hmm. I thought that was a little longer. I ain't gonna mess with that one. I'll leave that one there. Let's talk about sight. Sight is the unit of fire acting as the ambassador of the fire element of nature in the body of man. Sight is the channel through which the fire element of nature and the generative system of the body acts and reacts on each other. Sight is the nature unit which relates and coordinates the organs of the generative system and functions as sight by the proper relation of its organs. Yeah, whatever. Silence, right quick, is knowing and repose, conscious calmness without movement or sound. Sound about right. Uh, I ain't doing smell. I don't like that one. Let's go with spirit. Oh Lord, yeah. Okay. Spirit. I like this one. Is the active side of nature, which what energizes and operates through what? The other or passive side of itself, called matter. Spirit and matter, yin and yang. You want to be spiritual, spirit had to turn to matter, and then what? Turn back to spirit. Alchemy, that's what it is. Transformation, change. But the spirit can only be changed. It can't stop. It's ongoing. It goes into matter. Matter is the physical body. When the physical body ceases, the spirit going on. Okay, moving on. Let me write this up. Spiritism is usually called spiritism has to be the nature spirits of elements of the what? Fire, air, water, and earth, and sometimes with parts of the doer of the human who has departed from the earth life. These are usually seen or communicated with through what? A medium in trance. I don't deal with that one. That's why I go on. That medium trance, I don't subscribe to seances, but watch this. It says, in trance, the radiant or astral body of the medium is the material or form used in which the departed one appears. Right there. Leave me out of that. Why? It says, once it depart, it departs. Now, and particles from what? The medium fleshly body and the particles of the onlooking bodies may be drawn off to give the appearance, body, and weight, notwithstanding the ignorance and deception connected with such materialization and seances, part of one of who died may return and appear through instrumentality of medium. Ain't buying it. We ain't got to debate. We ain't got to argue. I read what it said. I understood what it said. I ain't buying it. Moving on. Say nothing you can convince me of is going to change my opinion about that. Moving on. So let's get this one. I got two more to go. Okay. So is the what? The indefinite something of what religious and philosophies sometimes said to be immortal, and at other times said to be subject to death. Hmm whose origin and destiny had been variously accounted for, but which has always been said to be part of or associated with the human body. Yeah, it is the form or passive side of the breath form of every human body. Its active side is what? Is the breath. I get it, I understand it, but it dying, too big on that one. Watch this. I asked about last week. I told you about incubus. That's the female. That's the male version who, when women go to sleep, he have sex with them in their sleep. The reverse side to that is succubus. What the hell is a succubus? Again, it is an invisible female form trying to obsess or to have sexual relations with a man when during his sleep. They suck the life out of you during your sleep. Like an incubus, again, a succubi are what? Two kinds, and they vary in form and intent. Incubi and succubi should not be tolerated under any pretext. They may do much harm and cause undreamed of suffering to a human being. It's a nightmare to be molested in your dream state. That's got to be not good, okay? As a lucid dreamer, I don't want to wake up in my dream and getting abused. I'm sorry. All right. On that note, I'm gonna let it go. Why? I got to go. It's been a little long. I'm sorry, but I hope you got the definitions. Hope you enjoyed them. How about? I got one more lesson for you though.